I'm with Dennis Gartman here at the New Orleans Investment Conference. Dennis Gartman, the publisher of the Gartman letter. Dennis, thank you so much for being with me this morning.
Great to be here. Thank you for it. It's always been a good conference. I think this is the 5th year I've been here. Apparently they'll let anybody come back. So.
Well, you just came out of a great panel. Mark Faber, Frank Holmes. What were some of the surprises you heard this morning?
The first surprise was that Mark Faber gets so depressed about things that he was considering suicide. Yes. Funny man. What came out of the conference? Probably the unanimity of opinion on the ownership of resources. I tend not to be, on balance, a believer in resources, but now you have to be. The world is growing, the economies are growing, the Chinese are leaping into the 21st century, they need stuff. So I guess the unanimity of the need to own the things that go into the basic composition of business.
Well, Dennis, I like the way you put it. You like to own things that if you dropped it on your foot, you'd say, ouch.
Yeah, they hurt. I mean, it's very simple. Sometimes we make the business of investment far too complicated. And to have a very simple notion, I want to own the things that if I drop them on my foot will hurt. I want to own trains and steel and copper and coal and that sort of thing. And I think it makes more sense. People can get their arms around that. It makes sense to them.
All right, Dennis, let's talk gold. Are you bullish on it these days?
I have been for a long period of time. First of all, I start every conversation on gold saying I'm not a gold bug. I don't think gold is the be-all and end-all. I don't think that fiat currencies are the demise of Western civilization. I don't think that I'm not one of those people who says you own gold and distilled water and dry food and the world is coming to an end. I'm not that way. Why do I own gold? Because it's going up. It's been moving from the lower left to the upper right for years. It's probably now, as I like to think, a currency, not gold any longer. It's become a reservable asset. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. So I own gold, but I don't own it in dollar terms. I own gold in euro terms. I own gold in sterling terms. I own gold now, a little bit of it in yen terms. I want to hedge out the dollar risk that is attendant to gold, and I want to own gold for its currency valuation rather than as what shall I say, a sacred emblem. It's not.
Now, when you say gold is going higher, what range are you looking at and when?
I'm smart enough or stupid enough to say I haven't the faintest idea. All I know is the trend has been from the lower left to the upper right. Probably a year from now it'll be higher than where it is now. Probably 6 months from now it'll be higher than where it is now. Where will it be 24 hours from now? I haven't the faintest idea. I just think that the trend has been from the lower left to the upper right, and Daniel, the best thing I can tell you is I suspect that trend is likely to continue.
Do you feel the same for silver?
And I'm too old to trade silver. Okay, I leave silver to the kids that are far more amenable to volatility. When something is capable of moving 3 and 4% a day, I don't trade it. I've been at this for 35 years. I'm getting reasonably good at it, and I've learned that volatility is something I don't trade very well. I'll let others who like that sort of thing do it. So I don't speak to silver at all.
Yeah, that's what you said this morning, that you do fear volatility.
I fear volatility. I don't survive well in a world of volatility. I don't like volatility. Give me things that move 0.5% a day, 0.25% a day. I avoid things that attempt to move 3 and 4 and 5% a day. That sort of thing I think is just, it's bald luck. And if you're going to trade things like that, far better just go ahead and take a plane ticket, go to Vegas and put $1,000 on Black 28 or something.
All right, Dennis, final thoughts for investors watching us today.
I think you need to understand that the world is going to be better a year from now than it is now. It's going to be demonstrably better 5 years from now than it will be 2 years from now. That's the progression of things is extraordinary. And we forget that the world is richer now than it's ever been, and it's going to be richer again a year from now. When you have this many Chinese, this many Indians leaping into the 21st century, demanding the things that we take for granted, demanding hotels, demanding automobiles, demanding new carpets, demanding plumbing fixtures. And they're going to demand those sorts of things as their wealth increases, and that's what it does. I think you need to own the things that go into the basic production of those very simple things. You want to own the brass plumbing fixture distributor in the 5th largest city in China. I have no idea what that city is, but I bet there are 12 million people there, and I bet they're going to be buying brass plumbing fixtures over the course of the next 50 years.
It's quite specific. Thank you so much, Dennis.
Thank you. Good to be here. Thanks for having me. Always good to do an interview with you.
And thank you for watching Kitco News. You can catch more coverage from the New Orleans Investment Conference on kitco.com.